Hello Exiles and welcome to a new video. So, why am I recording a video this soon? Yeah, well, it's because I ended up the stream sooner than I actually wanted to. And that was because TLDR is the EU servers, European servers are, at some moments, they're just unplayable. They're just unplayable, and if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I don't usually bitch about these things, but this has been the EU servers issue has been there for quite a long time, at least since Dawn of the Lunch, at least since launch of Dawn of the Hunt in PoE 2. It was basically the same problem that we have right now, and yeah, it is. I'm not gonna lie, it is annoying. It is annoying, so I decided that rather than going to maps and losing the maps just because you get disconnected, the maps reset, you didn't drop any maps, and you didn't actually even complete the boss because the game disconnected you before you get to the boss. That is just too annoying, so I decided that I'm gonna end up the stream for now, and I'm gonna record a video. At least I have a time to record an update for my character. The first build diary, let's say, and yeah, talk about this stuff, talk about a little bit about the mercenaries and all of that. But yeah, that's the server issue. I just couldn't take it anymore, so I decided I'm gonna record a video right away. And yeah, now I guess let's jump into the character. So first of all, let me actually show you some gameplay. And I think I'm probably gonna go with some reflect physical. Yeah, that's a death sentence. No, thank you. I'm gonna go with tier 1 map because that's probably the only thing I can afford to lose, because I've lost so many maps just thanks to disconnecting that I cannot really lose more. And yeah, my progression has been a bit slower than usually, even though my build, I feel like my build is pretty damn good. I like I said in my Leaguestarter videos, I knew it's gonna be good, but I didn't expect this level of good. Especially when you consider the fact that I have the Mercenary and monsters have 50% more life. And even though I've got some pretty decent items on the Mercenary, I don't think that it yet makes up for the difference of unique monsters having 50% more monster life and rare monsters having 40% more life. It doesn't make up for the difference yet, but it soon will, I'm quite sure. But yeah, the character, as you can see, it progresses quite nicely. It is fast, it is fun, and it is doing its job. It is not of course, it is not the fastest, it is not the strongest, anything like that. But it is what I wanted it to be, and it even exceeded my expectations. It's progressing quite well. And currently, if you're wondering how much is invested into the character, it's... let me count. I think it's 2 chaos. Yeah, I think it's 2 chaos. No, actually. If you're gonna buy the items...
Wouldn't have lasted a
yeah.
day in my case.
I think that was for the showcase. Sorry about that. Okay, so I had to do a cut because of my death. So, yeah. What was I talking about? What was invested? I bought my Terminus Est at level 49 or something for 3 chaos. Now it's down to 1C, maybe not even. So, Terminus Est not expensive, that's 1C. And the other thing I bought was Double Strike of Impaling, bought that for 1C. So if you buy the items now, it's 2C invested. And I've already cleared some tier 6 maps, I think was the best thing I did so far. But yeah, that's all that was invested. I'm lying. I bought my Mercenary 2 Prismatic Eclipses just because I thought that the global attack speed per green socket's gonna work, but it's probably not working because as soon as you put weapon on a Mercenary, the sockets are gonna disappear, right? So I don't think that the gem sockets are actually giving him the attack speed, unfortunately. But yeah, that's pretty much what was invested. And I wanted to show you these boots that I've just found. And they've got open suffix for another resist. So I hope I'll be able to defeat this rogue exile, because sometimes, yeah, that's the thing I wanted to talk about. Sometimes the... Yeah. Another cut incoming. Okay, so as you could have seen, some of these rogue exiles are actually insane in terms of what damage they are doing. And let me show you the DPS of my mercenary. He can handle himself. As you can see, he's doing a bit. But yeah, nowhere close to my damage, right? But as you can see, the map boss is not a problem. The real boss in every single map is the rogue exile. Just because what you've seen. Yes, some of these rogue exiles... I mean, I saw Mathel at Act 7 or 8 with 75 fire res and over 2k life, and Rogue Exile just one-shotting him with Val... What was it? Flame Blast? Just one-shotted. I was on the stream at the moment and I was just, what? Looking at it, how? How did that happen? Yeah, and things like these have happened to me a lot. Even though I've got 26 fortification, over 2k life, and with my flask on, I'm kept on resist and in positive on the chaos. So yeah, definitely these rogue exiles are gonna get their damage tuned down. Definitely. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, otherwise mercenaries, not rogue exiles. But otherwise, most of the items I've got are actually from those exiles. For example, gloves I have, and let's just look over all the gear now. Gloves I have from a mercenary, belt I have from a mercenary, body armor, mercenary, boots, mercenary, ring, mercenary. This was a random drop, I believe, in Act 2. And all it's really giving me is some accuracy stats and movement speed. And this, of course, mercenary, and this I bought off of a trade. So, yeah, those mercenaries actually have some good items. And, for example, those boots that I've just lost because I've died to the Rogue Exile. Sorry, I keep on saying Rogue Exiles. I'm so used to PoE 2. There are mercenaries, yeah. Sorry about that. But, yeah, otherwise, this is the gear of the character. Let me show you the skill tree, and it's a bit weird. It's a bit funky. Not exactly the thing that I said I'm gonna go for in the Leaguestart POBs that I did, but it's somewhat similar. And just now, I've started to spec into actual crit, and in one level I'm gonna get Perseverance, because Perseverance has, since yesterday, the first Perseverance, I think, was selling for 3 Divines. Now it's selling for 3 Chaos. 5 Chaos. So, I did fear that Perseverance gonna be expensive, but there's over 900 of them on the trade already. And it's really not expensive. Just like Terminus Est and just like Dark Ray Vectors. All of these items are not expensive. So, in one level, where I can equip Perseverance, I can actually start respecking my tree and start specking to crit and probably more defense, because I think what GGG are working on actually right now is mainly the servers, and then it's gonna be the Rogue Exiles. So I expect the Rogue Exiles again, Mercenaries. I expect the patch to mercenary damage to take place a bit later. Hopefully, at least, so we can play the game. But yeah, that's the skill tree. And if you're wondering, the ascendancy, already did all 3 ascendancies. The 4th one's probably gonna be inspirational, since, yeah, they put worthy foe into 1. Taunt on hit, enemies taunted by you take increased damage and cannot evade attacks. That is all great, but I'm gonna be kept on accuracy anyways. I'm gonna be taking this wheel for blind, so I'm gonna be blinding enemies. That gives me technically more accuracy. So the enemy stunted by you cannot evade isn't really gonna do that much, and 15% increased damage taken I think will be worse in the end than the 30% increased effect of non-curse auras from your skills, which is gonna increase the effect of my determination and grace, and of course later on it's gonna increase the effect of my pride, which is gonna give me more damage, which is gonna apply more increased physical damage taken to enemies, right? And with this effect even more, and I might even add some banners into the build later on, we shall see. But yeah, these were the first three. First I took the Master of Metal, and as soon as I took it, as soon as I finished my first Ascendancy, I bought the Double Strike of Impaling for 1 Chaos. Then I took Fortitude, and this, I mean, I love this note. This is probably one of my favorite notes in the game right now. Just, I think it's phenomenal, especially this league with the Mercenaries. I said it right, Mercenaries. Nice. Must tap myself on the shoulder right here. But yeah, next one, Unstoppable Hero. It is not doing that much right now because I'm only 6 over maximum fortification, and for this to really kick in, I'll need the Replica Badge of the Brotherhood, and I'll also need the Celestial Brace Gloves, which is gonna take a while, definitely. But the last time I looked, at least for the Replica Badge of the Brotherhood, let me actually look for it quickly. Yeah, it's 2 Divines. Last time I checked, it was 3 Divines. Yeah, it was these 3 right here. But 2 Divines, that seems fair enough. I think that's actually not a bad deal. So, yeah. Replica Badge of the Brotherhood. Maybe in the end it is not going to be that bad to get it. And then it's going to give me more. So currently it's giving me, what? 6 times 3, 18. It's giving me 18 increased attack speed and 18 more armor and evasion, which is not bad, but is gonna get a lot better, right? And yeah, otherwise, if you're wondering, the skill gems currently just really scuffed. Playing on a 4 of Link, Double Strike of Impaling, Multi-Strike, Melee, Physical and Brutality, Leap Slam with faster attacks, Determination, Vulnerability, Frostwing and Grace. And yeah, that's pretty much the first update for the character. So, to summarize it, servers, thumbs down. Hopefully it's gonna get fixed when I wake up. And yeah, otherwise the character, it's been a blast. Rogue Exiles are super fun mechanic. Oh, I forgot to show you gear of my Mercenary. And yeah, as I said, I bought him 2 Prismatic Eclipses, and I was actually pretty lucky. I dropped Windscream at Act 7, I think, or something like that. So he's got additional curse. That means he can cast his punishment, and I can cast my vulnerability, and there's gonna be 2 curses on the enemy. Phenomenal. And then, yeah, sorry, I dropped this in Act 4, I think, and then I dropped Prequel's Toe at Act 8 or 9. I think it was Blood Aqueducts, Act 9. So, yeah, I immediately put this on my Mercenary because it was the endgame amulet that I was counting on using on the Mercenary, since I'm probably gonna be using Volatility support in the end. And yeah, this is giving me lucky damage, and that's just phenomenal. Lots of damage for my build because swords, and especially rapiers, which I'm gonna switch to eventually, are having quite a lot of variety in damage. So yeah, lucky damage is really gonna go a long way. But yeah, the rest of the gear is just the gear that I found, usually from Mercenaries: helmet, body armor, and yeah, the swords. Otherwise, he's got his own gear. So yeah, that's it. That's it for the Mercenary. That's it for the character for now. So, yeah. I hope that you're having a less not performance issues, but less disconnects than me. because for me at one moment I just it was terrible. At one moment it really was terrible. As I said, I am hoping that it's gonna be fixed once I get up, and yeah, just shit like that happens. Shit like that really can happen. It is unfortunate, of course, but it can happen. What can we do? We can just wait and pray that it's gonna get fixed as soon as possible. I'm sure they're working on it, and that there's gonna be some kind of patch as soon as possible. So yeah, or server reset or something. So yeah, with that, thank you. I've been streaming for quite long. I cannot even speak. Thank you, Exiles, very much for watching, and see you in the next update. Bye bye.